In this video, we're going to talk about Daenerys and Jon Snow. Are they going to get married? Yes, and it might be as soon as Season 7, Episode 4.
Ba-ba-da-ba.
What's up, YouTube? My name is Justin. This is the Den of Nerds, and we are talking Game of Thrones today. We are talking one of the most popular theories, one of the things a lot of fans really have wanted to see for a very long time, and that is the possibility, and I would say almost certainty at this point, that Jon Snow is going to marry Daenerys Targaryen. And they are going together be the power couple that not only topples Cersei Lannister, but defeats, or at the very least puts up a good fight against the Night's King. Now, a lot of people really do think this is going to happen, but they aren't really sure it's going to happen that soon, thinking that it might be just the, capstone at the end of this entire season. But we've got to remember that since this season of Game of Thrones is shorter, things are going to be moving a lot faster. And I honestly think as soon as Season 7, Episode 4, this was recorded as of Season 7, Episode 3, that Daenerys and Jon will get married, or at the very least get engaged. And I have a couple reasons that are backing me up on this. Well, for starters, let's look at what the playing field is at this time. Both of Daenerys' armies are decimated. Dorne and Greyjoy got taken out by someone my friend affectionately, not really, refers to as God Emperor Euron Greyjoy. Euron has decimated Dorne, he's taken Yara as his prisoner, Alaria and the Sand Snakes are pretty much done, so there isn't really going to be any sort of help coming from them. On top of that, there is no possibility of Tyrell help now at this point, now that Jaime Lannister has given up Casterly Rock to the Unsullied. So the Unsullied are on the complete wrong side of the continent, and there is no Tyrell army that's coming in to help Daenerys, so she is kind of out of options at this point when it comes to soldiers. So there's not really anything she can do about that. She's really been backed into a corner. All she's really got at this point are her dragons, and I'm sure a lot of her advisors, as we saw, are going to be like, that's not going to be good enough to take King's Landing. Daenerys needs an army, and who has an army right now? That's right, Jon Snow. The North is stronger than they've been in a very long time, and they are united in purpose under Jon Snow, the King in the North. Now, we know Jon Snow is very altruistic, and that with the wise counsel of both Tyrion and Davos Seaworth, Jon will be able to see the big picture. He needs Daenerys, he needs Daenerys' dragons, and he needs Daenerys' dragonglass, which he's already said he's going to mine. Jon is always going to do what's the best for the realm, and he's always going to do what is going to give him the most hope of fighting the Night's King. And the surest way to do that, as we know, is an alliance with Daenerys Targaryen. Now, they could just do a regular alliance, but neither of them wants to bend the knee to each other. We all know that. But Tyrion knows that marriage is a power play. He understands that. Tyrion himself may even be the one who suggests it to Daenerys and Jon. Looking at the playing field, there are only two people that are, well, two men anyways, that are equal to Daenerys right now in terms of power. One of those is Jon Snow, the King in the North, and the other is Euron Greyjoy, the King of the Iron Islands. And even if Euron was an option, I really doubt that Daenerys would willingly marry somebody so completely and utterly awful. So Euron is completely off the table as an option. But Jon Snow, we all know that Jon Snow is altruistic, he's a good person, he's just trying to do what he thinks is the best for the realm. And I think as Daenerys and Jon talk more, they're really going to end up seeing the good within each of them. And maybe this might even be a case where these two people do end up falling in love and the marriage isn't solely just a reason for power. But that, we don't really know. That's something that waits to be seen as these two characters end up developing together and talk to each other more. One thing I think a lot of people are forgetting is that Melisandre may have foreseen this. Melisandre went to Dragonstone. Melisandre said, she talked about Jon Snow. She said Jon Snow, call him here. You need allies. He is the king in the north. He openly opposes Cersei, and Jon Snow is here. Melisandre clearly wants Jon and Dany to meet and wants Jon and Dany to work together, since it is very likely that either of them could be Azor Ahai, the prince who was promised. They both show the traits. They are both powerful people, spoken of by prophecy, powerful people who have cheated death in one way or another. So I feel like the way Melisandre sees it is that, hey, if either of these people could be Azor Ahai, and I don't know, maybe if I find some way to get them to work together and be together, maybe we'll be able to fulfill the prophecy itself. And finally, it's literally in the title of the books. The books are called A Song of Ice and Fire, and there is always a chance that this could be a tale about these two individuals who came together and saved the realms from a true evil and a true coming darkness. Though there is always still the chance in the prevailing theory that Jon Snow is the true protagonist, since he himself is a union between the fire of Rhaegar and the ice of Lyanna. But I mean, George R. R. Martin is probably never going to tell us, neither will any of the showrunners, so I feel like it's okay to speculate that this might be the case. But what do you all think? Do you all think that Jon and Daenerys are going to get married? Do you think it's going to be very soon, or are we going to have to wait until later seasons for it to happen, if it's going to happen at all? Go ahead and let us know in the comments. If you like this video, be sure to like it, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more Game of Thrones content. We're probably going to be covering things that are major, if any big stuff happens in the show. We've also got some comic videos, Star Wars videos, video game videos, a lot of different nerdy stuff that you can go and check out, and we hope you enjoy. Again, this is Justin from the Den of Nerds. I hope you're all having an awesome and nerdy day, and I'll catch you later.